Looking for Madden 21 Ultimate Team coins with fast delivery? IG Vault has the cheapest and most reliable coins on the market. Click the link in the description and use coupon code SPORTS for 6% off your order. So what's up everybody? It's Duke back here from sportsgamers.com, and in today's Madden 21 tip video, I'm going to break down an unstoppable 4-play offensive scheme that has the most annoying, hardest run to stop in the game, and also some good passing plays you can mix in. So we're going to be in the Raiders playbook on offense, but this formation is in some other playbooks, but I feel like the Raiders has the best selection of plays, and that's the I form H wing. Now guys, just as a reminder, if you're looking to get better at Madden 21, check out sportsgamers.com. I have all my tips, offensive and defensive schemes, ebooks, and everything up for sale. If you want to play like me, get better at the game, check out sportsgamers.com. So the I form H wing, the 4 audibles we're going to set are going to be first of all, the stretch alert, lookie, the HB ISO, the PA counter shot, and then also the PA spot. So when running this formation, I like to obviously have a good running back. We're going to just use Coleman. He's okay. He's got some speed. But you are going to want to put your fastest receiver as the lone receiver, because if they do play a lot of man coverage, and if we start to see them getting aggressive trying to stop the run, we do have routes that can get over the top. Samuel, he's 82 speed. Ideally, you'd want someone that has at least 90 deep route running too. Samuel doesn't have that, but, whatever. We're going to make him work the best as we can. But if you're playing Mutt especially, you do need to pay attention more to this type of stuff, because everyone's going to have a really good defense on Mutt. On Regs, it's not a huge problem. I like to put my best tight end as the inside tight end, because he's going to be on a corner route that's going to be super hard to stop from the PA spot play. Alright guys, let's get into it now. I want to break down the runs first, and then we'll get into the passes. Let's start with the stretch alert X lookie. This is maybe the hardest run to stop in the game right now, and this is a great run to come out as a quick snap play to attack the defense. And we're going to look at a lot of the meta type stuff people like to run on defense. We'll start with big nickel over G. Cover 3 sky is very common. Now guys, as a reminder, if you enjoy my content, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also turn your notifications on and give us a like. The support is greatly appreciated and allows us to continue to do these free videos for you guys. So this is a very common defense people will play, the cover 3 sky, trying to shoot the gap with their user. Now, ideally you can get in the backfield just as you see here, but the problem with that is that this handoff makes it very difficult even if you do get in the backfield to make the tackle. And I've done this, as you guys can see here. I do get in the backfield, I just can't make the tackle. I've done this with 97, 98 speed safeties subbed at that linebacker, and still, most of the time, you simply don't make the tackle. And then what happens is you give up the cutback lane, just as you guys can see here. Coleman's able to cut it right back up, get some really good yardage right up the middle. You guys can see that. Also, you can potentially get around the corner. A lot of times people will also try to do this from man-to-man defense, and it's kind of the same problem. Sure, you might be able to get in the backfield, and just, again, right there we do. But then, if you don't make the tackle, as you guys can see here, you're pretty much off to the races against this big nickel over G. The big nickel over G, while you can get in the backfield, the rest of the defense is just not very good against this formation. As you guys can see here, again, we do get in the backfield, but again, we're just not able to make the tackle. And then Coleman's basically off to the races. All we got to do is pick up this one block, and we're essentially about to be gone at this point. We get around this corner just like this, and we're out. Now you guys might be wondering, is this consistent against this big nickel over G? What if they spy their safeties? And yes, even if they spy their safeties, the big nickel over G doesn't really do that great of a job. Now you guys might be wondering, is this consistent against this big nickel over G? What if they spy their safeties? Does that really do anything? And honestly, it kind of, I'm going to make sure my safeties are spied. It kind of really still works just the same. The safeties, they will react faster, but a lot of the times they'll get blocked, and if they do get blocked, you can give up touchdowns. If they don't get blocked, as what happened there, I still got a nice, decent gain of about 3 to 4 yards. And oftentimes, they'll run. The safeties are not quite as smart this year. I feel like when you spy them, see how he gets blocked by the fullback right there, and then again, it's just pretty much off to the races, and we're able to get a touchdown. So this one has huge play potential against the big nickel over G meta run defense that a lot of people use. Another very common run defense people use is the 3-5 wide. I feel like the 3-5 wide contains this run better, but yet it still doesn't really do that good of a job against it. We're actually going to sub in a safety here just so you guys can see that. We're going to look at Mike Blitz 3, which is kind of one of the very common defenses people are using right now. They'll shift the line different ways and just try to shoot in with their user. And honestly, again, this run is very difficult to shoot in with the user. And you guys can see there, I think, who was this? Clark, yeah, he blew up the run himself. But if he doesn't do that, again, we're probably off to the races, as you guys can see again here. Not necessarily off to the races, but we do get around the corner for a nice little gain. If they just bring everyone in the box like this, it still works pretty well. As you guys can see here, I actually get a huge gain around the corner. And we're really one-on-one with the safety. So if they want to pinch their defense like people did early in the year, or you even do it from man-to-man, pinch the defense, spy the safeties, all that stuff. Again, it doesn't really stop this. This run is just so effective at getting to the edge, as you guys can see here against these aggressive style defenses with safeties and spies and man-to-man. It's a great counter. Now, I will say, when people are just sitting back in zone, shifting their line, and just trying to play a little bit more conservative like this, sometimes you're not going to get as huge of runs, but still, as again, we get a nice little run around the corner here, and we might actually get a touchdown here. It's very good. As you've seen in this video, we've really only had 1 or 2 runs where we got 3 or 4 yards. The rest of the runs have been huge plays. Those are the most common run defenses. I mean, even if you did happen to run into someone running 3-4, whatever, 4-3, it still works. But mainly people are going to use the 3-5 wide and the big nickel over G. But even if you just go ahead and pick random play, you're going to see that this run is just super effective. And I'm just going to do it against random play 2-3 times really fast, and then we're going to just go ahead and break down the other plays. But again, not even really sure what that defense was. Actually looked like they had a whole bunch of defenders over there, but we're able to get around the corner. Now, obviously, against a defense like this, even though I got good yards, and again, another huge run, I probably would just go ahead and call the ISO. But again, just to show how effective this is, we get another big play. Now, this run right here, or this defense right here, as you guys can see, again, really good yardage. Honestly, bad run stick. I probably could have scored there. So that is pretty much the effectiveness of the stretch lookie. Like I said, probably the hardest run to stop right now. Now, if people are going to play defenses that are a little bit more spread out, they're not, really respecting the inside run. For instance, 3-5 odd, 3-5 normal. The ISO is the play you're going to want to call. And as you guys can see, we have a lot of room to work. Just unfortunately, our blocking didn't hold up. Now, one thing I will say is, if they have a D lineman with an ability, like a run-stopping ability, what I would do is just double-team him, and that will allow him to get blocked a little bit better. As you see there, he got pushed back, but again, unfortunately for us, we're not just getting that great of blocking on these linebackers. But there we do a little bit better job, fall forward for some extra yardage. Now, will this run be the huge play threat that our stretch alert lookie is? No, probably not. But what it does do is it just gives you consistent yards up the middle to kind of grind it out and make them have to respect the inside run enough to where they can't do something like this. Because even if you just get 3 to 4 yards, you mix in a 5 to 10 yard run, I mean, that's enough that you're going to be getting consistent first downs and not going to be able to play that style of defense. Now, I want to look at the passing game, which is actually what's super underrated to me about this formation, starting with PA spot. So first of all, let's just say that you see them in a cover one style defense. Maybe they even play the 2-4-5 double A gap. Like they really shouldn't, but let's just say that they do. Now, you could run all over this, but this corner route, when you smart route it, gets that really glitchy, little, slant out type look. So if you just go ahead and block the running back, you're going to have an absolute laser beam. As you guys can see here, you can just lob it up, easy separation, and we're able to consistently hit that for a big play. Now, guys, Kittle doesn't have 90 route running. If you look at his stats, you'll see what I'm talking about. But if you use a tight end on this that has 90 route running and who's got good speed, there's a ton of them on Mutt. You will not only get open as he just did there, but you'll get so, and we're talking about medium route running, you'll get so open that you'll score touchdowns just lobbing that up. Now, obviously, if we don't have the route running, we're not going to be able to score a touchdown, but we'll still be able to, this time we might. We're going to be able to get enough separation for an easy completion against these man-to-man cover 1Ds. Now, even if they're playing two-man under, you can still do this. Obviously, the safeties might get in the way, though. However, if you notice somebody is spying their safeties, this is the play you want to call. So let's get right back into that big nickel over G we were running earlier. And if you notice that at the snap, these safeties are running down, 9 times out of 10, they could be in a spy or maybe they're in a blitz assignment, but they're obviously not in coverage. And if you notice this is, again, a great time to go to this, where you smart route the tight end, and he's just going to get that easy separation. As you guys can see here, this time he gets another great separation, and we're out for the one-play touchdown. So this is something extremely consistent you can do, whether it's cover 1, cover 2 man, or even if it's a blitz. It doesn't really make much of a difference. If they're playing man coverage and they don't have any, and even if they do have purple zones, it can still get over the top of the purple zones when you lob it up there, depending upon their zone drops. But this is just a very, very easy way to make people pay for playing this man coverage. As you guys can see there, even when he's backed up, you can still bullet it in on the sideline. So, when they're up on the line, closer to you, you get more separation, obviously, than if they're backed up that far. But still, you're going to be able to get a good release off the line and convert that pretty much every time. Now, that play is really good in general against man coverage. But also, there are other reads on here. So don't forget that even if they play with the safeties over top and maybe they shade up, it's fine because you have other reads. You have, what I normally like to do is if I see that corner route is taken away, I just throw a low ball to this backside dig route. This is an unguardable route against man coverage. All you have to do is just lead it a low ball and click on a possession, catch it, and it's pretty much a dot every single time. Even if they press you, he's still going to eventually get underneath him, get that dive catch animation. You also do have the flats working with that corner route, so if they are in zone coverage and they don't play the flat, you still do have your running back attacking the flat. You have the little stick route just sitting down there. So there's some other stuff you can do on this play that isn't just not the corner route. But remember, guys, when you're playing people who have to defend the run first, you're going to get a lot of base coverages, and you're probably going to get a lot of man-to-man defenses to stop the run. So the corner route and that little dig route are really going to be your primary reads most of the time. You don't really want to pass the ball out of this scheme unless you get favorable looks, right? You want to run the ball to make them have to play run defense, and then you can pass it after that. Now, let's look at this PA counter shot. This is another extremely effective play when you see that they're basically, again, playing man coverage, but they're spying the safeties. This can be a one-play touchdown because we have a super deep post route, and again, if he has speed and if he has 90 deep route running, he's probably going to get a touchdown on this with no safety help over the top. Now, if you're playing Mutt and they have the deep knockout ability, sometimes it can get knocked out. But if they don't have that ability, even if they have one step and you have a fast receiver with the route running, if you just go ahead and smart route this post, it's going to get super open, as you guys can see here. Again, Samuel doesn't have the really elite speed, and he doesn't have 90 route running. But again, you can see the separation is there. So you imagine you do this with a receiver who's actually good, and you're going to see great success. Now, personally, what I do is I like to block the running back and the fullback. Now, if I do have the abilities, what I'll actually do is I'll send the running back out of the backfield on a Texas route. And, if I don't, then, oftentimes I'll just block them for the extra time. But you do have a really good crossing route to your tight end and also a drag too, so that if they do somehow manually cover the deep post, then you want to go to either the crosser or the underneath drag. So it's not just all the post over the top, although the post over the top is a really, really good read, but you still do have the tight ends. So like here, you'll actually see that this tight end route to Kittle, it's going to get really good separation. And again, especially if you have the route running, he's going to get way more opening than that. Again, in this video, this is just reg standard rosters, so we don't really have all the abilities we would really want or the stats we really want if we were ideally, setting everything up to run this. But you still see how effective it really is. Again, on regs, it doesn't really matter so much the stats and the abilities because defenses on regs are not super overpowered. But on MUT, where everyone does have an overpowered defense and a million abilities, you do need to make sure you have the correct stats and abilities to make the stuff work to its fullest extent. So, hope you guys enjoyed this tip video. Smash that like button, and we will see y'all next time.